eyelids so much they cannot open, go ahead and give them a little test and you will see that they cannot open. Now, if you are a new hypnotist, you may not be able to say this with as much confidence as I just said it. But that confidence is infectious. If you say it with such confidence, and as a hypnotist, that confidence will come. The more people you hypnotize, the more confident you will be. Whoa, this really does work. And then you're just going to come more confidently and say these things, okay? But the confidence is key. And another thing is they're in an incredibly suggestive state. You just took them on this breath marathon, and now they are just, everything has stopped because what happens after a marathon? You're completely depleted. Imagine you just ran 26 miles and now what? Oh God, I feel, that's where I want you. I want you super exhausted. Your resistance to hypnosis, your stubbornness, all your defenses and your walls and your psychological barriers to change, all that ego stuff is gone because you literally pushed it out of your head, because that's the magic of that breathing technique, okay? So their eyes, and you'll see them, you're waiting to see them do something like this, trying to open their eyes. Don't give them a whole lot of time to try, but as soon as you see a twitch, you say, that's good, you can stop trying. Keep your eyelids closed as you relax even more. That's it. What you've done there is called a convincer. A convincer is a physical phenomena that proves to the client that they are in hypnosis, because you just told someone that they can't open their eyes, and they could not open their eyes. So they're like, oh dear, this is working. This really works. Another aspect of this convincer is that there are many parts of the brain, and the brain part that I want is the compliance part, the willingness. You came to me for either behavior change or for some mystical experience like past life regression or channeling or speak to your higher self. Those are mystical experiences. You came to me for a certain purpose. I want to see your compliance. If you open your eyes, when I say you cannot open your eyes, back to breathing. Let's see if you can handle another round of intense breathing, because I don't like it when people resist. And it happens incredibly rare. Usually when someone is that resistant and they open their eyes, it's because they have a terrible secret they don't want the hypnotist to discover, or they have a religious belief that hypnosis is evil or sinister, and that is blocking them. That's blocking, that's why the eye. So whatever the blockage is, usually a second round of breathing will knock that right out of the park. Okay, so that's what I use to induce a deep state of cooperation. Okay, so we did the Eyelock, okay, and after the Eyelock, okay, I want to say something before I move from the Eyelock. I only do the Eyelock with first-time clients. If you are doing weekly sessions with me to improve your self-esteem or to reach a goal that you have, and you're doing weekly sessions, I won't do the Eyelock a second time. Why? 2 reasons. One is, if I give you a second chance to open your eyes, you might, because now you know me, you trust me, Maybe I'm just going to be mischievous and open my eyes. Okay? That doesn't happen when I do the session the first time. The second reason is you're not as impressed. Imagine if I show you a card trick, a magic card trick, and then the next week I show you the same card trick. You're not as impressed the second time, are you? That's why I don't do the Eyelock the second time. Instead, I'll use a different deepener, okay? Instead, I'll say this. Let's say you come to me to quit smoking or to stop a bad habit or to break out of anxiety or depression or a phobia. Okay, at that point on a weekly session, at that point where the Eyelock suggestion would be made, instead I make this suggestion. I call it the hero suggestion. I say, I want you to think now about a hero, someone you admire. Now, if their goal is to lose weight or to stop smoking, I say, I want you to think of a hero that has tremendous willpower and self-discipline. This hero could be a sports figure, it could be a celebrity, it could be someone you admire from your past, it could even be a fictional character from a movie or a television series. Let your subconscious mind show you a hero that has tremendous willpower and self-discipline. And when you see that hero, just tell me that person's name. And they'll say someone like a sports hero like LeBron James, okay? For example. And then you'll say, great, I am cementing the personality of LeBron James in your mind. LeBron James is a permanent resident in your mind now. He is always with you to speak words of encouragement and motivation to help you reach your goals. He's going to be your personal trainer. He's always in your mind telling you, get up out of bed. Let's go work out. Let's stick to your diet. Let's focus on reaching our goals. LeBron James. Why do I use a hero they already have in their mind? I don't have to create it. It's someone they already admire, someone they already trust, and I need that. I need a voice in their head. When I'm not there for the rest of the week between sessions, I need a voice, and that voice in that client's head is going to be LeBron James. It's going to say, you can do 10 more reps at the gym and get your butt to the gym. LeBron James don't skip workouts. LeBron James don't eat an entire box of donuts. So LeBron James is their motivation. It's their friend. And so that's what I'm planting. I plant the hero in their mind. I ask them to summon up the hero that they admire for willpower and personal strength. And then I say, this hero lives in your head now. He's always with you, and he only says encouraging things to you. He supports your efforts towards healthy living. He reminds you that it's time to go to the gym. He pushes you to work out harder than you ever have, and he gives you a great feeling of accomplishment when you reach your healthy goals. So that's what I replace the Eyelock with in subsequent sessions, okay? The hero. Okay, now going back to the induction. Okay, if you are familiar with hypnosis inductions, you will know that the most popular induction of all was created by Dave Elman. The Dave Elman induction is the most popular induction because it works. It works. And so what I've done is I incorporated 3 parts of the Dave Elman induction into one routine that comes right after the Eyelock. And here's the 3 parts of the Elman induction that I use. a countdown, because for some reason when you're counting down, it induces relaxation. Like when you're counting sheep or just counting, it just going downstairs, whatever the counting, countdown is a method of, it's a part of the Elman induction. Another part of the Elman induction is fractionation. Fractionation is simply opening and closing your eyes. Every time you open and close your eyes repeatedly, it takes you deeper into hypnosis. And then the third part is direct suggestion. That between the countdown and the fractionation, I'm making direct suggestions. Everything is slowing down. Your heart rate has slowed down quite a bit. Your breathing is shallow, soft, gentle, and peaceful. Your mind is empty of all thoughts and distractions, empty, quiet, and yet powerfully focused on our intention today of quitting smoking. So I combine those three things into a routine. I call it the countdown fractionation. And so it works like this. After the Eyelock, I say, in a moment, I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. And after each number, I want you to open your eyes for a split second and close them again. Each time you do this, your relaxation will deepen. 10. And I'm looking at them. I want to see how fast do their eyes open. If their eyes open like this, that's good. If their eyes open like this, that's too fast, man. We got to slow it down, okay? And then I'm peppering between 10 and 9. I'm saying, everything is slowing down. Your heart rate is slowing down. Your mind is empty of all thoughts. And I'm constantly peppering between each number. And then I'll say 9. Yes, your body is adjusting to this deep relaxation. And I slow down my counting as well. Sometimes, if I want to be mischievous, I'll skip a number. Like I'll go from 7 to 5. And what will happen is the client will go, did he skip a number? Or did I? I'm so tired that I skipped the number. I want them to be in that little doubt. So sometimes I'll do that. Other times, I'm watching them to gauge their level. Here's what usually happens during the fractionation. They're opening and closing their eyes, and then like around 5 or 4, they stop closing their eyes and opening. And I'll notice, and I know that they've come to this deep relaxation where it's so hard for them to even open their eyes. This is how they're trying to open their eyes. If it's not happening. That's where I want them. Your main goal here is to get your client right on the edge, the zenith of sleep and wakefulness. Why? Because all their barriers are down, and you can speak to the emotional side of them, to the motive. You can inspire their motivation. You can ask them to imagine things, and you can really achieve behavior change and emotional release. And that emotional release is super important to behavior change. If you have an emotional experience to something, it's something magical. Emotions are what we're trying to trigger in hypnosis, okay? Okay, so we did the countdown fractionation, okay? And at that point, we're ready to do our therapy work, okay? And I want to say one more thing about inductions, okay? The induction I just explained is for behavior change. But if we are trying to do past life regression, or I'm trying to achieve a session that requires a lot of imagination and a lot of childhood regression into deep past memories, then I can't do the rapid breathing. Here's why. The rapid breathing triggers your adrenaline, and your adrenaline is super effective for shutting down certain parts of your brain so you can focus. Because if I was being chased by a predator, all of a sudden higher brain function gets shut down. I don't need to daydream if I'm running for my life, okay? That's why the body closes off certain areas of the brain, and for example, the digestion, that gets shut off when you are experiencing adrenaline, okay? And that the energy is rerouted to other important areas. But I don't want to trigger the adrenaline. However, I do want to use oxygen to stimulate dormant parts of the brain. So how do I achieve this? Long, slow, deep breaths. Gentle, long, slow, deep breaths. About the same length of time, but never so intense that it feels like you're running a sprint or a marathon. More like, and I pace them by doing the breathing myself. When we are trying to achieve a past life regression or a channeling or something similar that requires a lot of mind's eye activity, mental imagery, actually seeing the images that I'm suggesting, okay, I want to do long, slow, deep breaths because I can't trigger adrenaline. If I trigger adrenaline, what happens is when I get them to the past life regression and they open the door, I say, what's the first thing you notice? I don't see nothing. That's because the adrenaline shut off that part of the brain, okay? So to avoid that, we want long, slow, deep breaths. And we want them to focus. Be sure to tell them to focus more on the exhale than the inhale. Because when you push out more carbon dioxide on your exhale repeatedly, like let's say you're exhaling to a beat of 4 and you're inhaling to the count of 2, okay, what's going to happen is after 2 minutes of that, go ahead and try it. I don't expect you to take my word for any of this. Go ahead and sit down after this video and try it. If you do 2 minutes of that breathing, inhaling for a count of 2 and exhaling for a count of 4, you're going to feel elated. You're going to feel very happy, a very sublime, you feel good. It's a mystical state. So I want that because that plays into the rest of the session, okay? I want adrenaline. So basically, let's sum it up. I want adrenaline if it's behavior change. Why does he want adrenaline? Because adrenaline is a powerful motivator. It may be the most powerful motivator There is. Because right now, if something's threatening me, adrenaline kicks in. I have to move fast, either fight or flight, one or the other, right away. So everything, that's a powerful motivation. And I'm going to use that adrenaline to motivate the client to reach their goal. But if the purpose of the session is to visit a past life, or to achieve a different type of consciousness, like a channeling, or to do something mystical of that nature, then I don't want adrenaline, because it shuts off the imagination part of the brain. It shuts off the visualization that I need for the session. So this is my method of hypnosis. I use it because it works. If you see the reviews I get, and you get the feedback from the client. Before I used the power breathing as an induction, I got a lot of feedback like this. Well, I wasn't sure if I was hypnotized or not. No. And then you see them doing stuff like this. In the middle of the session, they're scratching their face, and they're just, they're talking with their hands. Are you conscious with your eyes closed? That never happens with my induction. After my hypnosis, most of them are crying. It's an emotional time. They're crying. I touch emotions, and then they say, "My God, that was intense. When can we do this again?" It was, and the feedback I get. That's how this method evolved. Was the fantastic feedback from the clients. They say, "Oh my God, that was super intense." No one experiences this unless they're a mystic guru or Wim Hof's disciple. And so before we go to the next part of the session, the next part of this video, and talk about inductions and deepeners more, I want to tell you what my standard emerging from hypnosis is. My standard emerging is this, okay? And this is also a part taken here and there from other world famous hypnotists, okay? I say, before I emerge you from hypnosis, please say a few positive things about yourself. What that does is it tells them they're about to get out of hypnosis. So that's a relief, because everything I do in hypnosis is kind of intense, and they're like, "Oh, the end is coming. Thank God," right? Thank God. So they're happy about that, right? But then mostly I say, before I emerge you from hypnosis, please say a few positive things about yourself. So that's boosting their self-esteem. That's forcing them to search within themselves to find something to love, and to say, "Hey, I love myself. I'm a good person. I care. I have a good sense of humor. I'm intelligent. I'm pretty. I'm all these things." So that feeling, okay, is important towards behavior change. And it just feels good. You want them to emerge feeling good, okay? Feeling good. So many times, most of the times, they cry in the session. But do you want the movie to end with them crying, or do you want a happy ending? This is the happy ending. Please say a few positive things about yourself. And so they share these things that come to their mind. And then I say, in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And when I reach 5, you're going to emerge from hypnosis feeling great. But most importantly, you're going to, whatever their goal is, you're going to find it easy to stay away from cigarettes. easy to stick to your weight loss goals, easy to get to the gym 3 times a week. You're going to find it easy and effortless. You're going to discover 1,000 new reasons to love yourself more. This is whatever the purpose of the session was, that's what I'm going to reinforce one last time as I emerge, okay? And then I immediately start to count up. Now, when you count down on the countdown fractionation, you're going slower and deeper, and because you want to relax them, right? But when I'm counting up, I'm going faster with each number, you see, because I want them to come up into normal waking consciousness. So I'm saying 1, energy is returning to your body. 2, you can feel it in your fingers first. 3, your breathing has more energy. 4, your eyes are beginning to open. And 5, eyes open, wide awake, feeling great. And I give them a couple seconds like this, just, smiling, because that's their first 3, first, a lot of them come out like, okay, and so you want to be smiling, let them know everything is going fine. And also, that last part I said, 5, eyes open, wide awake, feeling great. See, that feeling great was a very powerful direct suggestion. I'm saying feel great. So so I go, then I immediately say, how do you feel? Great! Because I told them to feel great. And if hypnosis works at all, they're going to feel great, okay? So that is my hypnosis style, and that style evolved from nothing more than I need results. I don't want to be the hypnotist who is a boo-boo that if it doesn't work, I'm going to find a method that works. And that's where this method came from. This is the evolution of hypnosis. And so thank you for watching this, and we're going to go to the next section.